Edge of Desolation. The Obsidian Souls are Iconic Productions' 13th Age game here on our Twitch channel or YouTube if that's where you are watching. I am Becca, I am the GM, and with me are the Obsidian Souls. Tonight we have a majority of the group, and if you know 13th Age, you know that a lot of times we get the rules kind of wonky, but we do it mostly right. So tonight, I have asked our players to give the recap from last week to see what they remember and if they took good notes. There might be some reward for those who do a good job, and, well, in 13th Age, we like to fail forward.
I got 2 weird points, son.
Yeah, you do, JM.
That's not even this game.
I know,
Doesn't
don't
matter.
you worry.
When Calypso comes back, we got some weird points in the bank.
So to recap, we have stumbled upon. Well, we're in the Desolates, and we went into this cave system because Trip thought it would be a nice place to rest, and instead of resting, she found wonder. And in finding wonder, the gang has stumbled upon the ancient dwarven city of Karfindral. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And they were also attacked by some little guys, some bug things.
Rust monsters,
yeah. And in our investigation down here, we learned that the god of this ancient city is tucked away, sleeping by force. And the people simply it's not really clear to Trip if the people ceased to exist or just stopped having the will to exist. That was something she wanted to figure out. But why, the ever curious and sprightly that she is, found some evidence of the Red Alchemists auction, and I'll let you finish the rest since you actually went with her.
So yeah, that's an important point, that Trip was off on her own. We didn't quite notice, and why, ever thrusting us forward, we cashed in some icon relations with the guild to try to get information about it, because we recognized, okay, this is the Red Alchemist auction, which we're looking for. And so we met up with Theodosius Crozier, a dwarf assistant from the guild, who also had red paint on his face, showing an alliance with the Red Alchemist, that happened to bring us a lot of masks. He provided Y with one that was a baby penguin that seemed to be fresh from a baby penguin. They were very smelly, and we had a variety of masks at Karfindral's auction house in order to gain entrance. And just as a dwarf, in trying to understand better what's going on, I mean, the patron god of this city was not really just asleep, but imprisoned, which is what led the people to leave.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. I
think there were also some things about some strange play that is kind of fuzzy to me, but
yes. Well, that was simply because Trip has a history as being a playstage hand. The trials of Barnabas Scurvy. Scurvy or Scurvy, I'm not actually sure. I kind of left it up to Becca. But anyway, he is a Heraclean. He is akin to Hercules in that he was a great dwarf who had some trials of his own. One day we might live from the studio near you. Who knows?
Some of us are putting together the plays. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Well, that's all I had. But it's because I'm split from the party because I decided to go play archaeologist. And yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think that's
yeah. So we have Darul and Balne and Y in the auction house. We have Trip outside wandering around. And last week, Vave and Miles were just super quiet as they were traveling with the group. And so, Vave and Miles, where'd you guys end up?
I've been following Trip around, just wandering, looking around, finding things. That's about it.
I am also with them. I'm also really curious about where the people went.
Excellent. So I have the Obsidian Souls split 50-50. This is going to be awesome. I need everybody to roll your icon relationships as we get ready for a split party here.
I got a 6 with the Wanderer.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Fine. I guess you can have help. Alright, Wanderer. Anything from you, Babe?
I got a 6 with Demoloth and a 5 with the Rivener.
Nice. Balne, did you get anything with the Keeper?
Yeah, I got a 2 with the Keeper of the Sands.
Alright, so you're gonna roll 6-sided dice 3 times, and if you got a 5 or a 6.
Oh, yeah, I got a 5.
Excellent, a 5 with the Keeper. Okay. And then Trip and Darul.
I got a 5 with Demoloth.
Okay.
I got a 6 with the Rivner and a 5 with the Guild.
Alrighty. Lovely. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna sneeze in the middle of this, I can just tell. Alright. So we have our party is split. Balne and Darul are waiting quietly with Y in an auction box inside the auction house. Excuse me. And Trip, Miles, and Vave are wandering the city. We will go first to Trip, Vave, and Miles out in the city. I would like you all to roll a perception check. Again, in 13th Age, you roll
Well, I just rolled really low.
a natural d20 dice. You add your wisdom modifier, you add your level, and then you add a background that works for whatever skill I've asked you to roll for.
I got a 15 using famed fortune teller for perception.
Okay.
I got a 10.
What background did you add to that?
Warlord?
Okay.
I'm using Rival Temple Infiltrator, and I got a 28.
Paul, you're not using my mini dice, so I feel like you're cheating.
I got new dice.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Well, yay, you got new dice. All right.
But yes, I would agree. If I was using my old dice, I would totally agree that I was probably cheating, but I'm not.
Oh, that's great. So, yeah, for you guys, as you guys walk through this abandoned, empty city, Fave, you just, as you were walking, you notice there are a lot of dark shadows, places where people can hide, but you also notice that there is an air of just emptiness. People are not here. They haven't been here for quite some time. And so even though it's a city where you would be on edge because there are so many places for assassination attempts, you realize that there's no one here for that. Trip, as you are walking through the city, you keep hearing
Walking on the
extra
bus.
footsteps, and about every 5 minutes or so, you see another flash of that red, like a red cloth.
So this might be a dumb question, but the extra footsteps I know are not Miles's because he's like actively with me, right?
Correct.
Miles, I think, and Miles and Babe are both with me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be like clear. Okay. And she keeps seeing a flash of the red cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Could she? Is it too quick for her to be able to go over to it?
Yeah, every single time you head over to it, or where you saw it, nobody is there.
Okay.
And you kind of look around, and there's not really anything like that you notice just kind of straight off the bat, but just okay. Well, that was weird. And then you continue on, and then a few minutes later, you might see it again. It doesn't seem to be attempting to hurt you. It doesn't seem like it wants, like, it's not stalking you. I mean, you know what it's like to stalk or be stalked. But as if something is just nearby.
She's going to alert Miles and Babe and ask them if they keep seeing the red flash.
I was gonna say I haven't had my perception checked either yet, so I can probably tell you stuff.
Yeah, what are you gonna tell me, Miles?
Well, I was hoping you would tell me what I saw, because I know I saw a red flash of something.
Yeah, what do you think that was?
Probably either someone related to the auction, like an auction hand, or I don't know. Red flash makes me think. I don't want to say the Red Alchemist because I'm pretty sure it's not her, but it's someone related, or not related, but associated with the auction. That's all I know. But
Okay, yeah, you actually get to see the figure of this, like, at least a figure of the person at one point after a Trip points it out to you. And you see humanoid, maybe a little bit taller than you, maybe a little bit skinnier. And yeah, that red is like scraps of fabric.
that wouldn't happen to be an old friend of ours, would it?
Well, you'd have to catch them to really find out.
Because that's what it sounds like to me.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
It's like something from a dream, an old memory. Cool. Can I, since I've seen it, and I know we've already tried to walk over to it before, but can I attempt to, I don't know, it's kind of sneaking around us. Can I try and sneak up on it?
You definitely can describe how you are going to attempt to sneak up on something that you don't know where it's going to be next. By the way, Trip and Vave are also there if you need their help.
I was going to say, let these two go on as slight decoys, and I would hide in the shadows.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
And this is when my rolls start to go awry. Not the worst. Is that Dex?
Yes.
Okay. Dex level background?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to use Rival Temple Infiltrator again because I'm always hiding from guards. I got a 22.
Okay. You attempt to sneak up, and you get really close, only to find, and as you like kind of leap around the corner, because you see the red cloth still there. There's a piece of red scrap cloth pinned to the wall with a thorn, a nail, something black and shiny. And there is a word, well, maybe a few words on this scrap.
I would like to read those words.
They say, "Get out."
Can you describe what it's stuck into the wall with?
Oh yes, that would definitely be a thorn. A very nice little poisonous thorn that, yes, you are somewhat familiar with.
Yep, I thought it might be. Interesting. For those of you who haven't figured this out yet, this is an old friend of ours who has gone to the other side, so to speak. Oh, yeah, I guess, Abby, you would not know who this is. Oh, goodness. I forgot your name. Pause. I have to remember this.
You forgot Trip's best friend's name.
I know, right? Colin? Is it Colin?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
1,000 imaginary points to you.
Yeah. Abby, for your information, that is Becca's character who has disappeared into a void and is in the Plains of Dust and Ash now.
As far as we know.
I'm on a never-ending quest to save my best friend.
Also, my soul is trapped in a dungeon somewhere, if you didn't know that one. So that's pretty fun.
Just part of it.
Anyways, okay. So I'm going to take the cloth over to Trip and Vave and say, hey, I think we're getting a message from Colin.
I'm going to leave you guys here with this cloth, and I'm going to jump over to Balney and Darul real fast. I will be right back. But we gotta establish some tension somewhere else. Hold that thought, Trip. So Balney,
Yeah, you can't just leave her like this. It's her best friend.
It is.
Anyway, okay.
Balney and Darul, you are
I'm so
sitting
mad.
there. You are. I know you are. I'm eating this up. Balney and Darul. You have been kind of sitting in this box for some time. You get the feeling that you should keep your masks on. I mean, Y has taken hers off because she has no respect for decorum. And as you're sitting there, you hear the grinding of stone, and those stone curtains that were blocking the view from your box, your window, rise up and seem to meld into the stone around the window of your box. And you see a cloaked figure down in the center of an auction floor. Down there, Y kind of leans out the window and looks, and then she gets this really funny look on her face, and she goes, oh, that's not good. And then kind of shimmers and disappears. And the person down in the middle of the auction floor begins to speak. Balney and Darul, I would like you two to make your perception checks.
Did you say perception is wisdom?
Yes, so your wisdom modifier plus your level. Excuse me, and plus a background that helps you identify things.
So I just rolled a natural 1 on that again. I'm disheartened by that since that happened last time. That die is going to be in timeout.
What about
Well,
you?
I rolled a 15 and then one modifier, 3 level, and I was going to use my Sea Raider background. Just good at noticing things. You come into contact with different people, different cultures.
All right.
So that's 7 to it for 22.
22. All right. So, Darul, as you start looking for why in your box, Balne, you realize that the woman down there is why? Speaking from a much more mature voice. And she kind of throws her hands up, and you, Balne, recognize that as a very why movement. She uses it anytime she's trying to convince you to do anything, particularly leave the monastery and go on an adventure with her family and her best friends. And you just hear a voice down there, and it comes out and says, "My friends, my best friends, you are here to buy something magical, something amazing, and something that will destroy the world. Isn't that awesome?" All right, so Trip, Vave, and Miles, what are you doing with this scrap of cloth?
So I kind of want to just grab it, just right out of Miles' hands.
Yep.
Okay, I'm following that thread.
All right. So you are going to follow the thread.
Yeah.
For our viewers, I'm sure that you all know what this is, but for our viewers, please describe what follow the thread does.
Follow the thread gets to have a flash or glimpse of insight into an object or person touched. It's meant to be pretty vague in all seriousness, but it is sometimes helpful for trying to figure out if something is inherently dangerous or an origin.
Okay, so as you follow the thread, you feel, you literally follow the threads in this piece of cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like it has come from the plains of ash and dust. Somehow, Colin is appearing back here. Things are getting unstable in the world, and the barriers between the planes are starting to break apart. And in this dead city, those veils are very, very thin.
So I know ultimately there's an auction going on. I mean, outside, well, Trip doesn't, but I know, and I know that theoretically I should try to get her to reunite with the party, but Trip has no reason to here, and Trip wants to see if she can find some of these veils to potentially communicate.
All right, Vave and Miles, you've been with Trip long enough to see the agitation in her mandibles and her eyes and her striking limbs, and you know something's not okay.
Yeah.
What are you guys going to do?
I'm going to encourage her using the cloth that we have received from Colin, and say, hey, if she is telling us to do this, we need to go get our friends and potentially get out of here. So I know her goal is to go find these things so that she can get to Colin, but I'm going to encourage her to follow the wishes of her best friend.
And I didn't write it down. What did the cloth say again?
Get out.
Get out. Okay. Oh, this is okay. So, Trip will. I'm so sorry. I'm very conflicted. Trip will temporarily listen to Miles for now.
Okay.
Yay!
Vave, what are you doing / thinking as a necromantic warlord?
I don't know. I'm still processing. Can you come back to me?
Of course.
Okay.
All right, so Miles, Trip, and Vave somewhat head off to find the rest of their group. Balde and Darul, what do you do as you look down on an older Y in the middle of the auction floor?
Well, since Darul is still looking for Y in his box, I'm gonna like hit him upside the head and be like, Darul, pay attention. Look down there. It's Y. But not.
So,
What's going on?
obvious, a lot of confusion because they seem to just be investigating a small corner of her little box seats, thinking somehow she had, become tiny, like our little friend. Balne, I just what is
Okay.
going on?
So the curtain opened. Y looks downstairs at the speaker, says, "Oh, that's
Right.
not good," and disappears. And
Right,
then,
and then she's speaking.
And there's an adult.
and she's down there, but that's not Y. She's old.
Maybe if I hit her with a hammer, maybe then we could. No, I'm not even sure hammers.
Please hit her with a hammer.
I'm not sure hammers really going to help. What happened to Theodosius?
You had
Where is he?
you had left him kind of at the entrance. If you would like to open the door to your box and look outside, perhaps he's in the hallway. If you want to throw a token. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make you throw a token at that.
I mean, it was just more of a, like, that's part of what I'm saying to Balde in the box is maybe Theodosius will know what we should do, and I want to go find him. I mean, he gave us masks. He was pretty generous. Like, go find Theodosius and say, what the hell is going on? You and your air quotes. Stop it.
I don't want to like draw too much attention to ourselves though, because we're still considered guests and probably not the most welcome of guests if I had to guess.
But I mean, Theodosius was the one to give us the mask and get us the box and do everything else. Like, if he's not right here, he's done so much for us already. I mean, that's who I'd ask, because apparently I just completely lost Y.
Yes, Y is definitely missing. And we need to find her. But I'm also kind of curious as to what this world-destroying object is. Should we wait and see what this is before trying to figure out how Y is down there magically?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's stick together. We've already split apart enough, and that's not a great thing. But next, once we figure out what's going on, yeah.
All right, so your attention turns back to the auction. where Y is apparently describing this really adorable wolf, and it's ghostly and spectral, and I added a little bit of air elemental to it, and so like it can fly even, and it's the cutest thing ever. Here it is, and a spectral wolf comes floating out of one of the cages down below. And she looks up to all the boxes and she goes, "What are you going to give me for this?" And you realize that she is not asking for money. She is asking for magical items, favors, secrets. She loves secrets. And while you don't hear anyone calling it out, she is getting excited. And finally she goes, "Sold! I want to know the name of your favorite ramen." And the spectral wolf disappears. And apparently someone has bought it with the name of their favorite ramen. Trip, Vave, and Miles. Vave, how are you feeling about all this?
Okay, so I was wondering if I could possibly see where the voids are, because since I've like been to the Plains of Dust and Ash, and one of my backgrounds is Walker of the Great Path, so I could like see souls maybe in through the voids, like so I could tell where they are. Did that kind of make sense?
It makes perfect sense. You know what I would like for that? I would like your Demoloth token.
Okay.
Is that a conflicted?
No, it's a 6.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
If it was conflicted, that'd be even better, but I'll take the 6. Do you want to make it conflicted? We can make it a 5.
No, that's okay. I'll stick with a 6. Thanks.
Okay. So, I'm going to take your token there, and I want you to tell me and describe how Vave looks at the great spirit path. What does it look like to her? What does she see when she like kind of turns her eyes to not of this world, to less mortal things?
So it's like kind of like a quick meditation to like change her vision, sort of. And when she does, I picture it as like everything is dark except like the openings, the voids, and the souls that I can see. So it's like they've drank glow in the dark potion that I can see. That's what I picture it as.
What does Trip and Miles' soul look like as you view it? I mean, remember, Miles is missing a piece of his.
Just don't miss it.
Well, Miles is missing a toe, so there's that.
Here, don't worry, Miles. We didn't hear you whisper that to Vave.
I was rooting for a whole leg to be missing. She went for a toe.
Well, no, Becca said toe initially. That's why I said toe.
Apparently
So, anyway. Let's see. I'm going to say their souls are slightly dimmer because they're in like both spirit world and physical world. So the dead souls are wholly in like the spirit world, so I can see them a little more clearly when I'm in this view.
Okay. All right. So, as you are sitting there looking at them and kind of observing, you see Trip, and whereas Miles, and you've recognized this before, you recognize live souls as warmer, if you will. Trip is definitely chillier, cooler, colder than Miles would be. And as you are sitting there and looking at that, you see Colin is on the other side of the veil and seems to be staring at Trip. Trip can't see her.
Can I talk to them or no?
Can you talk to spirits?
Yes.
She has before.
She has. She's talked to recently deceased.
Well, she talked to her, and I think Trip both talked to someone who was in the first temple adventure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask her how she got here and why do we need to get out?
You see Colin kind of startle, and you realize she didn't know you were standing right there and could see her. And she talks to you, and you really have to concentrate because her voice is super quiet. And you hear her stare and look at you, and you hear her say, Demeloth is trying to push through. All of these elements, he's using it, and he's looking for her. You have to get her away. Quick. I can't keep closing the portals. Tell her I miss her.
Okay.
While she's listening, I'm gonna read. I guess question: can we hear what she's speaking out loud?
If at this point, if she's speaking only to the spirits, I remember the last time that Vave and Trip talked to someone who was dead, you pulled their spirit back into the mortal plane and talked to them there. At this point, since Vave has done a short meditation and is talking to someone on the other side of the veil, you can't hear her words. You kind of see her shift as if she is talking, but like her mouth doesn't move or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna ask her how we stop Demeloth, if she has any ideas.
She did say get Y out. Well, she said get her out, but
Okay.
her,
Yeah.
quote her. I'm assuming it's Y because she was talking about elementals.
He keeps looking for the cold-souled one. He wants to use her. get Trip away.
Called that.
Yeah.
All right.
I was literally over here like, Paul, she just served it to you on a silver platter. Get Trip away.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, if nothing else, when she was looking at you, you were a little brighter, darker, whichever
Colder.
one. Yeah.
Cold.
Thank you.
Cold dirt.
Hey, never mind. I figured out it was Colin pretty early, but this one was taking me a while.
That's fine. You can't win them all. And somebody's gonna have to fill Balnay in on what is going on later. When you guys all get back together. And then Colin kind of startles. She goes, "Oh no, there's another hole." And then she looks at you, Vave, and she goes, "You really like unbinding things, don't you?" And then she turns and runs away.
Wait,
I knew that was gonna.
Question.
I knew that was gonna come into play too. I've been waiting for so long on that one.
I just missed it. What?
The chains of unbinding are gonna come into play.
Oh yeah. that are currently. Oh, I just read it. That are currently in Viv's pity.
You guys
You're right.
have to write things backwards.
I told Chris all I have to do is just flip it around. Yeah, see,
Whoa.
Oh, what the heck, Abby? Look at you.
So smart. Cool. Yeah, let's hightail it out of here.
But I had one more question for Colin. Is she gone? Or can I yell at her?
Give me a charisma plus level plus Walker of the Great Path roll.
That's pretty high. So 15?
She pauses and looks back as if you called her name and then takes off.
No. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna tell Trip and Miles I'm gonna go back and tell Trip and Miles what happened.
All right.
I'm gonna grab her arm. Pincer? Yeah, yours. Just to give her a little bit of comfort, but also to be like, yeah, we gotta go.
I think Trip would not necessarily resist, but mostly just be really anxious and somewhat disheartened. They're disheartened that Colin couldn't communicate with her.
Trip, roll me a d20.
No. Quick, roll an natty 20.
Well, it was a 17.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Okay. Chuck that in for a rainy day.
Hey, Lee, you're the only one who knows how to bring Demoloth back? Is that what your thing is?
That is my one unique thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an important
Maybe
way
to
to
share some things with the class later then.
No?
That's her one unique thing.
You don't have to share the whole thing, just maybe some things that we can do to stop him might be helpful.
Maybe.
All right. We're going to hop to Balne and Darul, Y has brought out a few more creatures. Ones that you recognize she would be super excited about if she was still in the box with you. And she keeps selling them. This is an auction. And then she gets to the point, she goes, I still have some animals for all of you. And don't worry, I still have that really exciting, like, world-destroying thing. But before we get there, I want to tell you all a story. So, one time, I was walking around, and I think it was in this exact city. And my friends were attacked by these monsters, and it ate their armor. And I tried to fix it and repair it and make it all better, but it didn't work. So, I thought
Abby, don't choke.
I would make some new armor. You know, I thought I'd make it magical. I thought I'd make it pretty. I used my stick to make it, and I had my commander tell me like the best type of armor, and he thought we should make it out of leaves, but I was like, no, that's dumb. So we didn't make it out of leaves because no one would wear that. But I found this armor and it's really cool. And she pulls out a set of very finely wrought bronze armor. And even from this distance, Ball Knight, you can see those details. It's very, very nice armor. And she goes, all right, who wants it? All right.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys better start bidding on these things.
What are
I don't know how to bid.
Just,
Think of something that Y would.
tell me. So, you and Darul make an intelligence check. Intelligence plus level plus, figuring out how to bid in an auction roll.
I got 10.
I've got
10.
8. I did not pass.
Between the two of you, you're pretty certain that yes, waving your arms excitedly gets her attention, and then you have to share something that you want to sell for the armor.
I've got a wooden comb that seemed to be special or something from the Rust Monsters. You could throw that in.
I have a ball of spider web.
Okay, is that what you're gonna trade? Is that what you're saying?
That's one offer I have up my sleeve.
I think that's the best offer because she goes for random things like that. If you specify that it's trips, that might help too, if it is.
It is Trips spider web.
All right. So, what do you say in order to get Y's attention?
What, me waving my arms wildly didn't do it?
No, I mean, you think it is. But then you have to say it. So, what do you say?
I would like to bid a ball of spiderweb created by the lovely Trip.
You hear a voice in your brain that says, "That's really cool. What else you got?"
What else do we have? I have a secret that I haven't told people.
I love secrets. Between the spider web and the wooden comb and your secret, maybe you're going to be the most bestest, awesomest person and win it.
Okay.
FYI, chat just said a baby fire elemental, and yes, that would have done it. You guys can get whatever you want for a baby fire elemental, but you don't have one. Anyway, continue, Abby.
We never learned how to make them our friends.
Right?
Friend/captive.
Right? Stockholm syndrome, pretty hardcore.
Well,
Yeah. I'm really glad.
do
you
we
guys
just
figured that.
wait now, or have
What's
we
your
actually won the
secret?
armor?
What's your secret?
Wouldn't I tell you upon receipt of the armor?
Then I don't think it's any good.
Hmm.
Ooh, going once.
You could tell her what it's in regards to, just like general.
I can tell you the names of my lost family that I'm trying to rescue.
Oh, Balney, that's so sad. And you hear from the auction floor, sold for names of my family.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. You said for names of my family.
I did.
She references all of us as her family. So you're trying to find lost family, Balnay? I'm not even there. What am I even saying? I'm not even there. I'm just mad. Okay, bye.
I love you, Lee.
I will tell the names once I receive the armor.
That's not how this is going to work, Balney.
Yeah, you might as well just tell her. But I have a question. She's selling information. She isn't necessarily losing that information. Is that correct?
Correct.
Cool. Just wanted to verify.
Yeah, the person who told her his favorite ramen, like, he still knows what his favorite ramen is.
Huh? What's it like when you lose memories?
I have no idea because I don't think it's ever happened to me. Has it happened to you?
I can't recall.
Okay, I'm not trying to be stubborn about the names. I gotta look them up. I gotta make names.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you don't have to actually verbally tell me the names like on stream right this second, but you do have to tell why the names. Okay, so you say them out loud. All right. You get the impression that you can go and follow. You get almost like a map in your brain, and you can follow it down and through the auction house to pick up your armor. But you don't have to go right now because, there's still other things to see. Like this really adorable dog mole. It's like a dog that looks like a mole that can burrow in the earth. You want to see how cute it is? I have a picture. I mean, look at this thing. Nobody wants it. Well, somebody wants it.
So cute.
Trip wants it. She wants to eat it.
It's a dog mole, not a badger mole?
It's a dog.
I was going to say that. Also, so where are we? Have we made it there yet? Because I want to bid on these things. Also, I want to get out of Dodge.
You can
are coming up on the auction house here in just a second. Because I got to jump back to you because you guys got to still enter.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so the auction continues. Are you guys going to continue to wait for the auction to end, or are you going to go get your stuff?
I don't know that Balnay, are you telling me these things?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can hear everything I've said anyway.
True. I mean, if you had a map appear in your head, you would tell me that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. That was just a piece I was trying to play off of, like, now Balnay is just sitting there kind of catatonically. That's weird. But yeah, let's stay here and wait. If you don't have to claim it immediately, let's figure out what's going on.
I still want to know what this world destroyer thing is.
All right.
I feel like it's not good.
Miles, Trip, you walk up to the auction house, and as you get closer, a short, kind of smelly, very, somewhat unpleasant looking dwarf pops out in front of you and goes, you want to go in there? You need a mask. I got some for you. What do you want?
I will use my own little green cloth, and I lift it up over my face because I have one.
That's not a mask. You need an animal mask. And he pulls out a tiger. You could be a tiger. Or a lion. You could be a lion. Or kind of peers up at you, then reaches in, rummages. Do you want to be a mouse?
You got anything that's not an animal?
No.
I'll take the mouse.
Here you go, my fine oxen lady.
Got any wolves?
Let me look. And he starts pulling things out. And he pulls out a, it was put together with sticks and leaves. You feel like this is you almost get the sense that this is a Y creation. But it looks like a wolf. And he goes, here you go.
Okay.
All right, Trip. You gonna get a mask?
Yeah.
What do you want? A duck? A horse?
I was thinking a bunny.
I've got one of those, and it's fresh. Yeah, he pulls out a bunny face.
It smells delicious.
It does. Chops are watering a little. You know. So you guys head in. You wander through the halls. Theodosius Crozier shows up a few minutes later and goes, you are looking for the wrong box. You need room 347. Here, I will show you where it is. And yes, he takes you to a room where you see Balnay and Darul staring, I'm assuming in objective wonder at this, like, squid seaweed things. Delighted wonder. I'm sorry. You're staring in delighted wonder.
Before we even go into the room, once I see them, I'm going to say, hey guys, we got to go.
Why?
Let's just say, call in.
No. Why? And I'm pointing down. Why? Why?
Yeah, that thing's not wonderful. What is it?
So,
Why?
if you step into this box, you are able to see down into the auction. And you see an older, more mature why standing down below, clearly manipulating water so this seaweed squid thing can float around. And she's telling the story about how she went to this oasis and she found a water elemental and it was the most magical thing in the world. And there was seaweed everywhere and it just reminded her of these squids, and so she decided to make them.
I'm gonna
She
say
decided to make a living creature.
Yes? That's what she says.
Oh. Huh. Well, I don't really want this one, so Trip's gonna sit back here.
I'm gonna-
This is no.
I'm definitely gonna look like what kind of a thing. Like first the fact that Y is down there and is older, but then all the stuff that she's saying that will have distracted me for a moment. But I will definitely have my mind set on us all leaving very quickly.
Babe, what is your reaction to this phenomena?
I mean, I bring back things from the dead, so
You do.
time travel. Eh,
It's an
feels
old hat.
weird, but it's not a huge deal.
Okay, cool. The squid thing is apparently left unsold, and it disappears. She goes, now, before I bring out my final piece de resistance, I have one last thing. Guys, this is for one of my dearest friends in the world who always had these dead things around her. And she was lovely. But I got thinking, what if we went around and we found all the things that were dead and we brought them back and they were our pets and our friends again? Because wouldn't that be so much better than just letting them die? Like, that's what I was thinking. And so, hear me out. There was this boar, and Orion killed it because it was just attacking everything. And then we decided to turn it into a ghost boar. I know, isn't that crazy? I was like, genius! And then we went and we found a few more. So, we have a whole family of them. So here are the ghost boars. And yeah, she is very excited and steps to the side. Come here. And a whole slew of ghost boars come trotting out. She goes, all right, who's interested in this one?
Trip is not.
Hey guys, don't forget we're still trying to get out of here.
Trip
Miles,
wants to
we
know.
need to see what's going on.
Yeah, Trip wants to know because she said piece de resistance, which one might be something that's a little bit too high vocab caliber for Y. But anyway,
Hey, she's
so that
mature.
itself is interesting. But I think at this point, everybody seems to be waiting for what the big thing is, and Trip feels like we need to know what the big thing is because there's a high chance that big thing might be used against us. Because she can't imagine that, all these people who are here would not have some form of tie to like the Scorpion army.
I'm gonna try and quietly fill Miles in on what we have heard about, like the world destroying thing at this very end, what we're waiting on, and then also that I bought some armor and have to pick that up before we can actually hit the road again.
I was gonna say, well, go ahead.
How many boars are there?
There's about 6.
I'm gonna let them know that it is most likely Demoloth, and that we need to go stop the. Because we came out here specifically for the Earth Elemental King of sorts, or Earth Elemental something that we needed to fix. And Colin told us that the goal of this auction could be bringing back Demoloth. That's all I would say as my case to leave.
Well, Trip already knows how to bring back Demoloth.
And my guess is they're going to use you. You are going to be the item being sold at the end if Y has already been taken.
I don't like it.
Then I could theoretically buy myself.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, I have a mask on. So theoretically, unless there's a future me that's like hidden, I don't know.
So we can stay. I'm fine with that, but also I feel like that's where we're heading.
I'm good with going.
You know what? We could go, and then we could leave. So I've got a magic, like arm thingy amulet thing, Pocahontas kind of looking jewelry that I've never used but it has movement. So we could theoretically let that stay to record what it is, and we could leave. But the issue is can we actually leave? Has anybody checked? Can I see if we can leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna look right now.
Around, like, are people coming and going?
You open the door and peer out, and I mean, you see Theodosius Crozier down there, kind of hopping from box to box, and he kind of pops back and sees you, and he goes, "Did you need a different mask? Are you done looking the inside of that one?"
She'll realize that. She'll kind of click at him to see if he can speak. But like, can you understand me?
He cannot.
She'll go grab Miles.
I'm there.
And she'll say, "Is there a bathroom?"
Hey,
Is there a
Miles,
bathroom?
Can you roll a d20 for me?
No. Okay. Just a straight D20?
Just a straight d20.
Yep, it's an 8.
Okay, yeah, you understood Trip. You're fine.
Oh, right.
And yeah, Theodosius is like, "Oh yeah, of course there is. Where are we? We're in 347. You're gonna want to go down 2 flights of stairs. You're gonna want to go to the right, then to the left, and to the left, and then to the right, and then up 1 flight of stairs. Then you're gonna go to the back circular corner, and you'll see a door on your right. You don't want to go through that one. You want to go through the one on your left. After that, you're gonna see the bathrooms ahead of you. Choose whichever one is appropriate."
What if I accidentally went left?
Then you'd end up right.
So what if I accidentally went right?
Well, then you'd be in the wrong place. Not the bathrooms at all.
Where would I be?
You know, I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go look at that, but I know it's not to the right. I know you want to go to the left.
Trip is then gonna also ask if if there's like ever an intermission, or if people come and go from these.
Oh, no, there's no intermission. Everyone wants to stay till the end. You don't have to, though, of course. You can leave at any time. That's not a problem, and we won't notice at all.
That's not suspicious at all. All right, she's going to turn and kind of like dead ass look at some, whatever, that's a term or phrase. She's going to look at Miles blankly and be like, huh.
Cool. Yep. I'm going to go back inside with her.
Okay. The ghost boars seem to have all been bought by various people. Oh, Vave, can you roll me an intelligence check?
$17.
And then, okay, that's plenty. You know how to bid in this auction. Are you bidding for a ghost boar?
Yes.
All right. What are you bidding?
A fire potion and a hug from an old friend.
Sold! Box 347. I love hugs. Hugs are the best. You hear why say out in the auction floor. All right.
Cool.
Apparently, Vave has won a ghost boar. And the boars all disappear. And a hush falls over the crowd. And Y gets really quiet. And she gets really excited. And you guys know, you've seen this before, when she's seen something so cool and she just can't handle it. She goes, okay. So guys, everyone here, you have been waiting so patiently for this final thing. Now, it was a little hard to get, but once I did, I knew that this was where I would be able to kind of put on the show of a lifetime, if you know what I mean. So, I want you guys all to just kind of sit back, get ready with your bids, because the final thing that I have that you can buy, each one of you precious little snowflakes out there, you can buy how I kill this earth elemental. And this giant rocky being kind of gets pulled up from the floor of the earth, and it is much taller, much larger than any of you. And Vave, you instantly recognize the shackles that are put on it, holding it in place, and Y starts calling out, oh, that's a great idea, and I would love to know your grandmother's baklava recipe. Oh, that's a good one. Who did scorn you in the 8th grade? I want to know. Oh, who's going to up the ante?
So this is the Earth King.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's about the same size as the Fire King.
She said it's how she's going to kill it.
She's going to kill it, which is going to make all the elements go off balance.
Yes.
Right.
Even more than they already are.
Yes.
That's what we need to stop.
Yeah. Because that's the world-altering issue. Because it seems, from what my understanding is, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, the more that the elements are out of place, the more that the veils are getting thinner and thinner, which Trip is then going to lean over to Miles and be like, Miles, this is step one. This is step one on how you bring Demoloth back. This is step one. We can't have this.
Cool. I'm going to go over to the edge with my bow. And since I've seen these shackles before, would I recognize the shackles?
Yes. Vave, what's up?
How is Y communicating with the people who are bidding?
When you bid, you could speak quietly, and she somehow heard you down there, and she would speak back into, kind of like she was talking over your shoulder. Right now, she's just shouting, and screaming, like how the bids are going.
So, would there possibly be a way to prevent people from communicating back to her? Or is she doing it somehow?
Yeah, with your 17, you know that there is some way in... Oh, how to describe this? There is something magical about these rooms that she's able to hear and speak. So if you guys could come up with a way in order to turn off the magical communication or disrupt it, that would be how you change. And if that's what you guys want to do, we could go into a... So whenever you're in 13th Age, you guys know montages. Whenever you do a ritual, it's a kind of the same concept. What are you guys each bringing to this spell or activity, the ritual, in order to disrupt it? So if that's what you guys want to do, you guys will each come with one thing that you add to the ritual. The focus might be Vave at this point in time, because she came up with that idea. But you guys can attempt to disrupt communication here in the auction.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So one of my icon relations is Demoloth, but it's a conflicted relationship. So I rolled a 5, so obviously not a 6, so you can kind of spin it. But when you call upon your relationship with the icon that you have a complicated relationship with, it's usually to, from my understanding in playing this in the past, it was kind of like, I am calling upon somebody who does not really want Demoloth. So could I, as part of this ritual, cash in that token to assist Vave, and call upon, who is it? Is it the Wanderer who's like anti-Demoloth?
Just about,
or does
everybody is anti-Demoloth.
I was gonna say, or is it neither even here nor there? Okay, so she would like to just call upon, I don't know, the magics that would, the magics that would like to listen to prevent this. And so that's how she'll assist Vave with the ritual. So I guess that would kind of be like, if you would like a visual, she's like kind of weaving into the planes themselves, trying to find those who would help want to restore order or something. I don't know. No, I'm just rambling.
Nope, that is awesome. So Vave turns to the rest of you guys and tells you, we can stop this if we just stop the auction, and maybe they'll give us a head start to then stopping whatever Y's doing. And Trip offers up finding more help, especially because if the elements are disrupted, Demoloth can come forth. So Trip starts weaving. Vave, the linchpin is going to be you, so you're going to take each of these pieces from everyone and put it together in one ritual. So you're gonna start thinking. So Darul, Balne, and Miles, how are you going to help Vave and now Trip create and craft a ritual in order to stop communications and stop the auction? Darul.
Since I've got 6 icon relationship with the Rivner, and the Rivner, to my understanding, is not a fan of the Demoloth coming back, but is still, he's the condemned. He's kind of a bloodthirsty person. I would do everything that I could to channel the Rivner into myself, because, I mean, again, what's Darul's philosophy in dealing with things? Smash it with a hammer. So if I can be a hammer, I would. And really, it would be just trying to channel into any rage that I might have, or the use of my hammer, or something like that. Kind of a grand, dark fury in some way to, I don't know. If you have to throw the dwarf down onto the stage and do something, Vave, that would be where I would go.
All right, you have permission to throw the dwarf.
Just don't tell the elf.
Right, don't tell. There's no elf here currently.
Well,
right.
Wise down there. Oh, shoot. She would have to know. Crap.
All right, Balne and Miles. Now, it doesn't have to be just an icon relationship. It can also be a background or a one unique thing, something about you that helps, or something that you have in your pack that helps to fuel this ritual.
I was actually going to see if my one unique thing would apply to this. Would any of the information from the Day of Ignorance come into Night of Ignorance? Yes, come into play here.
Quite possibly. How so?
Cool. I was thinking one of the books contained information about why they were separated between Plains of Dust and Ash, and why Demoloth is there, and why the elementals are a part of this. And so I would be channeling that, I guess, knowledge and information into this ritual.
Okay, so you can help provide an information and a guidance.
Yeah.
Kind of a track for her to go down. All right, Balne. I understand you're not a hugely, magic person, being a fighter and everything. But how are you going to help support this ritual? You know the Keeper would not be happy about the death of the elements. So you have that token. I don't remember what your one unique thing is, and if that would help to destroy or bring down something evil.
Sorry, there is someone revving their engine.
There is. It's great when neighbors do that.
Yeah, that's delightful. I am going to use my one unique thing because I hate things that are used to contain people, beings, anything that shouldn't be contained. I hate slavery. My family have been sold into slavery, and I'm trying to free them, and I want to bring down anything that is going to dare to capture other people, because it is not right.
All right. Okay. Vave, do you have an idea how you're going to take all these things and channel them into a ritual?
Okay.
Here, to sort of recap, You have Trip weaving in help. So maybe she's going to tie it all together. You have Darul becoming the hammer, super bloodthirsty, and Balne with her own righteous anger against enslavery and being sold, especially sold into death. And then you have Miles, who can help channel the direction of this ritual and rite. Hi, Hank.
Sorry, hold on.
You are fine. 13th Age is great, and if you need to mute me, Rachel, you can, because it asks the players to do a lot of the storytelling. I, as a GM, could make stuff up, but I really like when players make things up and come up with the solutions themselves, because it makes it their story and not the one I'm telling.
All right. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Darul, with all his rage and anger, smash the ground, and it's going to create sound waves that disrupt the communication between them for a moment while we finish or do the ritual.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Trip's web to kind of grasp souls to try to help us. And Balne's information about slavery and things like that, she's kind of gathering people, and Paul's information about the Night of Ignorance is also gathering people to help with this. And so we're going to have the spirits kind of disrupt communication between everyone and why. Does that work?
That does. I'm going to
Cool.
tell you guys now that right now, with the way Rachel described it, you will probably be successful. But I'm going to have you guys all roll different rolls to see kind of what level of success you guys hit. So I need Trip to give me a weaving into the planes. That would probably be a wisdom plus level plus a background. Darul, I need a strength roll from you to see how badly you crush the rock and send out sound waves. So strength plus level plus a background to help you smash. Miles, I need an intelligence roll from you because you are relaying this information. Balne, I need a charisma roll from you as you kind of rally the anger into a direction. And then Vave, what is your spellcasting ability? Charisma?
I don't know.
Oh, necromancers. Oh, you weird things. That's gonna be shitty.
Let's see, page.
Right. So, Becca,
Yes.
I'm going to need you to look at page 192 on the 13th Age Core rulebook, because I don't have that.
Okay. Yes. Oh, sorry, 192?
Yes.
Oh, dear. What are you going into? 192. Rituals. All right. Yes. Do. What would you like me to help you with? For what is a ritual?
It doesn't have anything as far as rules go. It just says see page 192.
Okay, so for rituals, it just says, so In 13th Age, their vision of the world is that many spellcasters use magic outside of combat for varied effects. Like, you don't have to just focus on, like, I only use spells when I'm fighting something. So, any spell known by a character who can use ritual magic. So, as a rule, ritual casting is an elaborate sequence of magical actions. The usual process and complication of a ritual comes across something like a combination of staging a puppet show. You guys just did that by telling me what all you were doing. So, you tell me what you guys are trying to do. And then for Vave, do you have a spell?
I think I may have found
modify?
it.
Charisma.
It's
Okay,
charisma.
Yeah. I think it's charisma. I think
Never-
necromancers are charisma.
Wait, where are you seeing that?
So it says it can either be wisdom or charisma.
Okay, so then it's your choice, Vave.
Cool.
But you are going to make essentially a spell attack.
What is this?
That's to memorize everything. You don't need that.
So which one's better, Vave? Charisma or wisdom?
My charisma is.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, it says wisdom is to understand voices. So when she was talking to Colin, and charisma is to use spirits. So it'd be charisma.
Awesome.
Okay, so can I use a background?
Yes.
Can I use my Walker of the Great Path background?
Yes.
Cool. So 23.
23. All right, so Vave rolled a...
Sorry, that was a process.
No, you're fine. Vave, keep in mind your number, because I'm probably going to ask you to add to it, or add or subtract to it, depending on what other people rolled. All
Okay,
right.
sounds good.
Trip for weaving. What did you roll?
I rolled a 29. And just so you're aware, he wrote it down for me. Darrell rolled a 25 for smashing.
All right. All right, Vave, you're going to add a +4 for her 29. So you're going to add +4 to your roll, and you're going to add +3 for Darul's roll.
Okay.
All right, Balne, what did you roll?
I got 19.
All right. You are going to add +1, Vave.
Okay.
And then Miles, what did you get?
Do we use backgrounds? That's allowed. I assume it's always allowed, but I just want to make sure.
It is almost always allowed. In this case, it is allowed.
Cool. Then I got a 25.
All right, another plus. No, this is going to be a +2 for his information. So that's total 10. So your total then is 33. That's a pretty good roll, guys.
No, it's 11.
No, it's not.
Oh, I thought that was a 2. Never mind. My bad.
It is a 2. This is a 2. This is a
I thought
1.
that was a 2.
All right. So, Vave, what happens to the stones as these spirits come just pouring out? And you notice a lot of them are dwarves. Somewhat cleaner, happier, healthier looking than whatever Darul is. But these spirits come pouring out of the ground, the walls, everything, and the sound amplifies. So what ends up happening to the auction house? As you
So I'm thinking it's kind of an earthquake because so many souls are pouring in and things just kind of start to crack. Nothing like falls or anything, but things are kind of unsettled.
All right. Trip, in your calling out to people who are against Demoloth with your 29, that's high enough to call out someone very specific to help you. Your mother. No, I'm just kidding. Colin is there.
I didn't realize I was muted. So I could call upon Colin to help me.
You can. You rolled a 29, girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. She
I would-
appears beside you, hackles raised, claws extended, the abomination that she is.
Beautiful.
It is. Well, Nate, if you could see this, if you could see into the spirit world, this would be terrifying. I'm just going to throw that out.
There's a reason why Colin and Trip clicked immediately.
They were the weird ones. All right. She kind of steps out beside you and she looks at you. She says, Trip, he's looking for you.
I know. Click, click.
I mean, right? Yeah. She understands you so much better than Miles ever did.
Yeah. She gets me.
OMG. Anyway. You gotta get out.
I know. But we have to make sure everything stays in balance first.
It does. How are you gonna save the elemental?
Remember the last... Wait, shoot. Was she there when we did the last one? She wasn't. She was already gone. I think so. I think she'll respond with, well, let's just say the last time we were at one of these, we brought the house down.
That sounds dangerous.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I'm quick. I have a golem. Did you see my golem?
It's not as hot as me.
Your green aura does have a certain charm.
Right? My green rotten aura. You know. All right. Well, let's stop this evil mage and get the show on the road. And
Click.
What was that?
I said click, click.
Pop, pop. Colin is going to then leap from the auction box into the arena. Vave, you have incredibly successfully disrupted Y's auction. You no longer can hear her voice because her magics aren't working, but you can see her down on the floor, angry and yelling, even if you can't hear her. What are you guys going to do? The auction has
I
been
have a
disrupted.
question. Are there runes like there were in the last one that we did that we can see?
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I have to let my dog out. He's whining. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was gonna say my original goal was I already had my bow out. I was gonna shoot at some of these runes.
All right. Make it an attack roll.
That's unfortunate. That's gonna be 13.
You are able to strike the runes, but there is something protecting them, almost as if the alchemist has learned. Almost.
Nice.
Are we on like the second level or something? Are we on the ground floor, third level?
Third level. 3, 4, 7.
So you're saying there's some sort of a magical field that's protecting them.
I mean, you would have to try to hit them again. Like, you'd have to focus on attacking the runes if that's what you wanted to do.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so the runes holding the elemental there almost seem to be protected. Because again, it's like why saw the last time that you did this and has learned and adjusted.
Can I somehow climb down and like look at them?
All right, Vave is climbing into the auction floor. Balne, what are you doing?
I was gonna say, how far away is my armor? With the map in my head, how far away is it?
It would take a couple minutes to get there, but you could run and book it.
Trying to decide if it's worth going to get the armor or just go straight down into the arena.
Consider this, depending on where you physically are next week. Do you want to be in the fight that's going to start here at the beginning of next time, or conveniently absent?
Probably conveniently absent.
Okay.
So I should jump into the arena after Vave. Huzzah!
You're not going after your armor?
Or, I thought that's why I was going to be conveniently absent.
No, if you go running after your armor, you're going to miss the fight.
Oh, right. Yeah, that.
Alright. Balne, do you say anything to everyone when you go running after your armor?
Yeah. I'm going to get my armor!
I want to yell at her to go get my boar, too.
Okay.
Alright.
Maybe like her map to my head.
It's probably going to be in the same place.
Cool. I'll do my best.
Alright, Balne heads out to get some armor and
Bye.
her ghost boar. Vave jumps into the auction floor. Miles, are you going to continue to sit and shoot, or are you going to jump in also?
I guess, am I far away at this point if I stay here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll jump in. I don't want her to be all by herself, so.
Okay.
Also, is Sparky back?
Yeah, Sparky's back.
Sparky's back.
Cool.
Clackety clack, 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 clack.
Cool. Yep,
Rule.
jumping in.
All chaos has broken out in the auction house. Again, this feels familiar. You've been here before.
Yeah. Especially with Y around and other things. Oh, you mean the auction house? I thought you meant chaos in general.
Chaos in
did
general.
I get thrown on the stage? I think I kind of blacked out a little.
No, you just, you smashed the rock. You smashed
Oh, right. To disrupt communications of things, yes.
Yes. All right, Vave and Miles have jumped into the auction floor. Balne has told you she is going to go get her armor, and a ghost boar shall be RB. What are you going to do?
I'm going to... Balne can probably handle...
Balne can handle it herself. She's okay.
Yeah, and still just sending one person off by themselves. Splitting the party, bad idea. Splitting one person by themselves. I'll jump into the ruckus on the stage.
All right, he jumps into the auction house. And Trip might stay up, but we do know that her vision of Colin has jumped in, so she will probably joining her there. And, yeah, it's about to rumble in the auction house. Round 2.
It already has rumbled.
Will the Obsidian Souls come out on top again? Are they going to be the undefeated champions of the rumble in the auction house? Tune in next week to find out. Because there's a good chance that they will. I'm I'm trying to get you guys nice and confident for next week. Is it working?
Yeah, no, that's
figure
not
it out.
working. I mean, that's a good cliffhanger for people watching. Yeah, perfect, Abby.
Yes.
I don't know if your initial suggestions about things ever inspire confidence, but when we see things through, then you do help with that.
Yes, I try to make you nervous so you are more creative in what you do next. And when you're super creative, you usually, you blow me out of the water and succeed. And
You're a wonderfully manipulative you're a wonderful GM.
I
You
am.
do
I'm a great GM. GMs are supposed to manipulate. Anyway, thank you all for those who have watched and enjoyed tonight's episode, Auction in Karfindral. Thank you all to the Obsidian Souls for playing. Thank you for just enjoying tonight, coming along with this fun, exciting ride, and join us next week as the party starts its next fight. I know, it's a surprise. Obsidian Souls fighting things. Who'd have thunk? Have a lovely week, everyone. If you enjoy our games, Friday night here on the iconic Twitch channel is It Gets Worse Adventures in Gubbercan. On Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Ulysses North America channel is Torg and Fading Suns. And I can tell that most of our viewers here on Twitch enjoy our Fading Suns game. Thank you again. I hope everybody has a lovely week. And see you on Monday. Good night.